and go round and round, but in fact it was one of the most exciting games you could play.
The hill toys was always a problem, and the worst thing that ever happened to me, I decided to see how far the hill toys wound up. And it winds up and up and up, and actually comes off.
It falls off, yeah.
And then he'd roll, roll, roll. Way up the river he would roll, roll.
You had to be resourceful, though. You got together with other kids in the street and made whole worlds from cast-off junk.
A little further he would roll. Oh, how he'd roll. Then he'd drop all his arms. Take a few more encores and then he'd roll, roll.
I did a lot of dressing up as a child with my grandmother's old clothes and my mother's old clothes and handbags, and lipstick was a very big thing.
We had a dress-up bag with all beautiful clothes and high heels and things like that.
I remember one of the awful things my brother used to do. I was fairly small and fairly connable at the time, and he used to take me up the top of the hill in the pram, and I'd say, "You won't let me go this time, will you?" He'd say, "No, I won't let you go this time." I get up to the top of the hill and he'd push, and I'd be going down and the pram would be sort of going over all this asphalt, and there was a great big main road at the end, but I always toppled out before then.
Remember jumping jacks?
Yeah.
And I had my Globite suitcase with all the crackers in it, and I'd been instructed you got to keep it away from, you know, where everybody's liking it. And I had it there, and this jumping jack went bang, 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 boom!
As kids, we loved setting fire to things. But natural disaster, like bushfires, we were told, were caused by grown-ups. In the government films of the period, the culprits were often scatty women.
Come the men of the volunteer fire brigade, professional men, tradesmen, farmers. They all unselfishly give service and often risk their lives to combat the firemen, Australia's greatest summer tragedy.
Women were made the butts of humour in many other films, films that displayed a kind of patronising jocularity.
Sydney's first two uniformed policewomen, Amy Milgate and Gladys Johnson, but don't call them Amy and Gladys. They are policewomen, Milgate and Johnson to you, and doing a right smart job with traffic tangles. The girls draw an admiring audience wherever they work. Motorists swear it's a pleasure to be pinched. Cool as a cucumber and directing the traffic as if she'd been at it for years. Smart, definite signals move the traffic on. But think of the mess if she remembers she's a woman and changes her mind.
A man should know better than to let the women loose in the shops. What a hat. Don't know about a new hat. A new mower would be better. Hats, huh? What's wrong with this thing? A man's got to be a mower mechanic, too.
Here is Miss Joan Lennox with kindergarten.
Now, children, you be a train. When the music stops, that means the signal's against you. So you stop. me, Jeffrey.
Can't.
Of course you can. Why ever not?
Oh, try.
Well, that's I'm an aeroplane.
Hello, kids. How are you? Where do you come from?
Moray.
Oh, where's that? Far away?
Oh, the other side of Narrabri.
Mm-hmm. How do you like the big cities? Seeing it for the first time.
Next kiss of death for flies. It's the sound that Mortine Pressure Pack makes when you spray it into a room.
This is Henry Simon, bringing you another story from my files here at the Missing Persons Bureau.
In one moment, the search for Franz Buller. Address unknown.
Now, the best thing was Journey into Space on a Sunday evening at 6 o'clock on the ABC. I was about 9, 10. That was good.
Journey into Space.
Journey into Space. And then they had a thing on the ABC Play serial thing called It Walks by Night.
Oh,
yes. That was the beginning
It's a
of
scary
my,
one, wasn't it?
my
Yeah.
thing with werewolves. I've had it ever since.
This is the city. The story we're about to tell is true to life.
I know. I'm Larry Kent. The ABC presents Blue Hills by Gwen Meredith. Hilda and Joe have settled down on the MacArthur's farm, and we left Joe helping Judy in the kitchen. He's handling the dishes with the confidence, but certainly not the skill of a juggler, and Judy says in alarm,
Oh, Joe, the new dinner set. Now, careful, you'll drop those plates.
Ah, now, they'll be right. Look, I can... Oh, gee.
Oh, whatever will Hilda say? For my glory. Oh, Joe, I told you to be careful with Hilda's new dinner set. Now look what you've done.
I think there's someone coming up the drive.
The Argonaut? Were you an Argonaut?
No. I wanted to be, but didn't
I was
quite
an
know how. I
Argonaut.
didn't-
You had a code name.
You had a code
A
name.
Greek name. You had
Yeah,
a Greek,
name.
Number 60-something or other.
Number 60, and they'd say, come on, row us, and you'd listen for when you got a blue certificate.
And what was the music?
The time has come for boys and girls to leave their toys and books. The time has come, so come with a word of hope and run. It's time for the session. It's time for long run.
Hello, girls and boys.
And hello from Sue.
and Jimmy too.
And then they'd have the muddle-headed wombat.
Yes.
Which was beautiful. I loved it.
One warm spring day, Wombat was lying on his back in the creek with the water washing about him. Mouse was sitting on his stomach and playing Robinson Crusoe.
Your tummy is just like an island, Wombat.
Well, I'm glad I have a tummy like an island mouse for my very own lovely mouse to play on.
If only there was a palm tree.
Oh, some mouses want a lot. Imagine a palm tree on my tummy. Oh, how uncomfortable.
Oh, not a real one, you old muddlehead. Now, don't you move. I have an idea.
And Mouse nipped into its plastic soapdish boat, which was moored to Wombat's knee, and it rowed ashore and vanished up the track.
As the first wave of baby boomers entered school, it was like a shock to the system. They had trouble finding places for all the extra pupils and had to work out ways to move all of us around. The emphasis was on obedience, God, country, flag, football, cleanliness, and school savings accounts.
And you had to sit up and fold your arms properly and
So
sing.
lean back as far as you could, and the further back you got, the better you were. Stick the heads behind the desk.
Oh, school milk. I wouldn't drink the milk because you know how it was warm there in the crates at play lunch? And Miss Scott made me drink 3 and I threw up and then she said, all right, Miss, tomorrow you'll drink 4.
Our band was a percussion group, and I had to be the conductor. pointed at the triangle and went tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. And you pointed at the cymbals, which went clash, and then you pointed at the thing, which wasn't as much fun as I thought. It was a fairly aggressive thing to do. The old post office pens with the nibs.